Hello, beautiful kindred souls, and welcome to my crafting corner. This is Key, and we are back with the Forest Falls mini kit freebie. When you sign up for my email list, you get a mini kit for free. So we're back on that series. If this is your first video in that series, head back to video 1 and you can see all the different awesome things that we've been pulling together so far using those 5 pages in the freebie. So the intent of this series is to show you what you can do with 5 pages and pretty much pulling together a full project. That is the intent and goal for this video collection. You can of course use any digitals that you have or any papers that you have. You can alter and tweak things as you see fit. So I've kind of made this little folio thing just to house all the different components. I might decorate this at some point and show you how I did it, but the intent was for it to just be a temporary holding place for the different components that we pull together. So far, we've made a traveler's notebook size. We did the cover, we did center spreads, we cut out a whole bunch of ephemera, and we did another signature. Ooh, see, it's all connected to each other. Haha, winning. Yes, we did another signature here with another cover option that you could implement for that. And then also a center for this one, which just has to be glued down. So just some pockets in the middle. And then we're gonna be working in this signature today, where we have the cover is a pocket here. So this is a big pocket where we'll store some ephemera pieces or something in there sometime in the future. We did a center spread in here as well, which was this one, excuse me, which when it's sewed in, this will be just a little like flip book, and I just sewed in some papers here. And then on the other side, it'll flip over this way, and this is just be a writing spot there. So I don't know if you can see this in the camera, but I've just started doing some scoping out of what we're going to be doing. So this video and probably 3 or 4 subsequent videos are going to be focused on what you can do with your papers to decorate them or to bring interest to them, right? So this is all used out of brown paper bag, and that's more out of accessibility. Again, the intent of these exercises was finding, using these 5 digitals and kind of what you already have on hand, and using simple materials that everyone has access to for either low cost or free. So we're going to be talking about decorating the pages. So we put these signatures together. A couple of them are, you know, this will be a pocket in the future. This is a little flip over so that you can see across multiple pages, etc., etc. So today in this video, and I'll kind of keep track of the time, we are going to be using a stencil. So I have this stencil that is sort of like the bark of a tree. That is the base color. Trying to think. I'm going to be using some distress ink, so Vintage Photo, which is like my go-to. I also have a green one over here, which I don't know if I'll use this for this stencil, but I have a couple of inks that I could potentially use here. I'm going to use the Vintage Photo and just kind of show you what I might do. So this page, just to kind of contextualize it a little bit, this is going to be, you open the journal this way, and then this is going to be the first page that you see, right? So that is, I'm going to concentrate the inking around the edges and kind of leave the center available for writing or something else. So the knot, I don't think I want the knot up here. I think I'm going to put the knot down in the corner over here and maybe even straddle the 2 sides. So we're just going to make some waves. Let me know down in the comment section how you're doing, what you're working on. And then I'm actually gonna flip it and move it a little bit. And of course you can do your concentration can certainly be different. I love this little knot. And then after I stencil, we're gonna do a little something else to it as well. Here. And I'm gonna go ahead, and this is actually why I leave my signature I don't sew my signatures together oftentimes until the very end so that I can just more easily do this. And like, I would say like the more fenestrations and the more intricate your stencil, the more challenging sometimes it'll be. I think I'm gonna put that over here. More challenging sometimes it'll be, because it'll, like the stencil itself will just want to like fold up. It's kind of interesting how seamlessly that kind of went together. That was a hope and a prayer, I'm telling you. And this is right down that middle piece there. So we can just add a little bit there. And then at the top here, okay, it's as simple as that. You could obviously stop there, especially if you're doing like multiple pages, and then you can just go through and sort of do all of your pages. I would also ink around the edge. I actually don't have a darker color like a walnut. It's on my list with 2,000,000 other things to buy for crafting. So it just, haven't gotten it yet. Usually with some layering, I can get the level of darkness that I want though from the vintage photos. Not stressing. Okay, so I inked around that, and I'm also gonna ink down the center as well, since it's gonna be folded up. There you go. And then what I think I'm also gonna do is, I moved this from the corner. Here it is. Adding some depth and some highlight. I'm gonna get another acrylic pen. I actually like these acrylic pens. And I'm just gonna go in some locations, create some shadows and stuff. This is a little darker maybe than I want, but it's like if you're looking at a tree, and there's actually a tree right outside my window here in front of my crafting space, and you know, there's just shades and shadows and depth, which really give that wood kind of the texture, that sort of gnarled, deep texture. It's the play of light which is kind of cool, you know. So just adding some accents here and there. Make this knot, you know, really lean into this knot here. You're gonna get a lot of depth. Don't need to be too concentrated. Okay. And of course, want to do that on the other half as well. This takes deep concentration, by the way. So that's why I said quiet, because it's like taking all of my brain. You know what? If we're not already connected here on YouTube, do consider subscribing. Every single subscriber makes me smile. So thank you for making me smile. I'm actually happy that this is kind of drier. It's allowing me to be a little bit more like sketchy, and you actually have to pump it, make it release. I did one pump and that's all it took to juice it back up really good. Okay. A little bit of something here. Yeah, okay. All right, nothing crazy. And then, ooh, throwing items. This is, what is this? This is just a whiteout pen. I was using it a little while ago, so, okay. What do I want to do? Similarly, just want to be able to highlight some things. And of course, like white, the thing that I like about brown paper bag is that like white and black show up really nicely on brown paper bag. So it's actually a wonderful medium to do different types of got lost in the depth of what I was doing again. Yeah, it's like you can, I don't know, it's just so versatile. Love it. All right, and just a little bit, just to add a little bit of extra, you know, to that page, but relatively simple. This video is 14 minutes. I probably spent the first 4 minutes talking at you and just updating you. So it probably took like 10 minutes, right? And that was with me going a little extra with the black and the white. So that's what it's gonna look like. It's exciting. And what we're also gonna do, so in the next video, we're actually gonna do some painting. We're gonna paint one of the signatures. And in preparation for that, I'm just gonna gesso the face of this. So let me grab something not big enough. I always have a brown paper bag lying about, never fear. So I'm just gonna gesso this in preparation for that video. So you can obviously skip this and go to the next one if you don't wanna watch me gesso. That's what I'm about to do. You can certainly paint on the brown paper bag without gesso. However, the paper is very porous, so it absorbs paint. And I'll show you what it looks like when you don't gesso. It's very, very different. Let me just finish gessoing this, and then I can show you the difference between the two. And sometimes you want like that drier look. Like I did some brown paper bag painting for fall, and it actually looks way better when you don't gesso it, because you get like that dry leaf effect. But if you're not trying to get the dry leaf effect, then gesso. Or whatever primer, there might be an alternative to gesso, and that's fine. But you'll definitely want to put a little layer of protection down. I'm trying not to get the other side of this all messed up, which I don't know why, because I think I'm gonna collage on that side. Actually, I don't remember what I was gonna do. To be honest with you, I have to look at my pencil marks to see what I noted. Okay, almost done. And this is something like if you're planning on painting, you can like paint one side and then cut your pages out. And then you can just do it in one big go. But I'm planning on doing multiple different colors and stuff. Not to say that you can't do multiple different colors, but for each page. So I'm just gonna, I think that's done. I'm gonna set this offside to dry. Excuse me. And I'm gonna grab my samples. Give me 1 second. They're close at hand. I wasn't really planning on doing this, but you know, okay. So this little page here, I painted this beautiful blue, and I did put gesso down. So you can see how vibrant the color is showing up. And on this one, I did not put gesso down. And you can see how chalky and dusty looking. Now, if you're trying to get that effect, awesome, right? But if that's not what you want, then, and you want to actually see the vibrancy of the colors that you're using, then use gesso. All right, so that is going to conclude this video, and I will see you in the upcoming video, and we're going to keep moving on decorating these pages and making our brown paper bag pages actually really beautiful and inspiring for you to journal in. I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Don't forget to sign up for the my email list, which will give you the free mini kit, which we're using in this sequence of videos, and follow along with me or join in with me or do something completely different. Yeah, thank you so much for your time and your beautiful energy, and I look forward to seeing you in an upcoming video. Bye.